What is the best way to separate subjects on an overcast day? Imagine trying to make your subject stand out in a photo where the sky is gray and the light is soft. Overcast days create even, diffused lighting that's great for skin tones but tricky for separating subjects. The key is to use techniques that add contrast and dimension despite the flat light. Since the light is gentle and lacks strong shadows, you can create depth by adding negative fill. This means placing a dark surface like a tree trunk or a building behind or beside your subject. Using a black reflector or cloth to absorb light on one side of the subject helps from subtle shadows. These shadows define the shape and make your subject pop out from the background. Next, reflectors are your best friends. They bounce the soft light back onto your subject, filling in shadows under the chin or around the nose. Position the reflector below and angle it upward to lift shadows and add a gentle glow. Moving the reflector closer or farther changes how much light is reflected, giving you control over the contrast. Positioning your subject facing toward the natural light source is another smart move. Even on cloudy days, the sun behind the clouds acts as a big, diffuse light source. Facing your subject toward this light ensures their face is evenly lit, reducing unwanted shadows. This makes the subject look clearer and helps them stand out against the background. Using color and contrast also helps. Bright clothing like reds or yellows draws attention, especially against duller backgrounds. Choosing backgrounds that are darker or have contrasting tones makes your subject more noticeable. For example, a bright red shirt against a dark wall creates a clear separation. Proper exposure is essential. Meter for the shadows to keep detail in the skin and avoid overexposing highlights. Slightly underexposing by half a stop can help retain texture and prevent the subject from blending into the background. Open and cluttered backgrounds work best. Shooting in areas with open sky or simple scenery keeps the light even and prevents confusing shadows. Dense woods or heavily shaded spots can cause shadows that make it harder to distinguish your subject. Finally, post-processing can boost separation. Increasing contrast or converting your image to black and white emphasizes tonal differences and textures. This makes your subject stand out more clearly against the background, even under flat overcast light. So, to sum up, the best way to separate subjects on an overcast day is to add subtle shadows with negative fill, use reflectors to control light, position your subject facing the diffuse light, incorporate bold colors and contrasting backgrounds, and carefully manage your exposure. These steps help bring dimension and clarity to your photos, even when the natural light is soft and even.